Ben, would you like to give us a specific example from the Red Hat perspective?
Yeah, John from NetApp brought up data gravity and kind of like physics in general, like gravity only really matters in relation to time. And so like data gravity matters if you care about how long it takes to get the data and create an actual inference. So for instance, if you're doing research against a full data set, the data gravity doesn't matter. You have time to wait for that data to arrive. If you need immediate insight, then data gravity absolutely matters. And you need to be able to bring your, let's say it's a machine learning model. It needs to be as close to the data as possible. And this goes back to the earlier point about edge computing, right? This is how do I take a model from a cloud environment, deliver it to a server that is maybe in the Ukraine or maybe in Sudan and so on.
Maybe on a space station.
Maybe on a space station. And the best example I can give right now is we just participated in Mission Daybreak at the VA. This was a $20 million grand challenge to reduce veteran suicides. We were finalists. We actually ended up winning an award for that. And essentially, we developed machine learning models that can run next to patient data, consuming social determinants of health data from across the entire country, combine those sets of data to actually produce a risk score for a patient when they're actually in a patient encounter with a clinician. The clinician can actually have knowledge that this patient has a high risk for suicide ideation and respond appropriately. And that brings me back to my point about time, right, and latency. In that case, you need low latency, right? You need to know now. You can't wait a day or 6 months or whatever. And the fact that you know is only possible because the machine learning model has been deployed alongside the existing electronic health record and is able to communicate with it. And some of the technologies that Kendall is championing and building allowed for that to happen. So, the more we kind of embrace the modern cloud architectures and edge computing in general, the more we can bring those types of capabilities out to, remote locations, into hospitals, into clinics, into war zones, whatever it might be.